Good day, collectors and viewers. Social Distance Warrior is back with video number 12. Today we're going to look at our princess from a galaxy far, far away, Princess Leia Organa. Princess Leia made her debut back in 1977 in Star Wars A New Hope. Action figure, was part of that early bird. Didn't make its first appearance till 1978. That's this figure over here. Princess Leia comes with a cape. She's decked out in white outfit over here. Again, perfect likeness of the character for the time in the movie. When you see this action figure, you know this is Princess Leia right away. The resemblance to Carrie Fisher is there as well. She definitely has an appearance and strength, a presence about her that makes her stand out, and obviously she carries that well in the movie as well, and all the way through. The damsel in distress, and they went to pick her up, and she looked like she could fend for herself pretty darn good. So, amazing character. Again, legendary status, along with Luke and Han Solo in the lot there through the 3 original movies. This figure was available through the 3 different card backs as well. So with Star Wars, then with Empire, then with Return of the Jedi. And then obviously the line went dormant until the 90s. When there was no movies, and the next time we saw Princess Leia would be in the Power of the Force 2 collection, and then she made her notorious return. So Power of the Force 2 again went with a lot of a different appeal look to it on the characters. Luke and Han and Chewie were very beefed up. Princess Leia here maybe doesn't have the greatest likeness on the face, but still it was a Princess Leia action figure. I was really happy to get it. I remember at the time it was difficult for me to find her in the store. I don't know if she was packed a little bit shorter in the case than the other ones were, the other figures were, but I had a little bit of difficulty finding her, and I was really happy when I finally did because I wanted to have all the original characters. Now, she does come with a cape that hangs over the back that is removable. Also, there is a bottom piece here, like a bottom piece to her gown that does come off as well, and she does have the belt painted on underneath there as well. And then they all had these strange dynamic poses, and you can see she's got the super thighs. Bears a resemblance to the characters from Buck Rogers, with the way they did the silver and then the pose. So that was her character there, her figure, and she does come with a blaster. Again, very larger size blaster like they did with the lightsabers too on the other characters. And that's our Princess Leia figure from the Power of the Force 2 collection. And that was in 95. We wouldn't see another Princess Leia in a New Hope outfit until 1998 as part of the Princess Leia collection. So she came with a figure of R2-D2, and these figures had cloth goods, and there was a New Hope version. There was a Bespin outfit one. There was one from Ewok Village as well. There was a number of different outfits for them. The price point was a little bit higher. At the time when I first started collecting, I wasn't really into getting multiple versions of figures, because at the same time I was a little bit in denial. I wanted to collect, but I didn't want to spend too much money, so then I'd pick and choose on what I'd buy and what I'd pass on, and I did pass on that one even though it was a great figure, and I deemed the one that I had being good enough at the time. So wouldn't get another figure of Princess Leia till a little bit later that same year, 1998. They had the freeze frame, so this one over here, the card back. So we ended up getting that figure, and that's this one here in loose form. A lot better than that initial one that we got with the Power of the Force 2 line. She still has her blaster, and it's still a lot longer than it should be, but again, it resembles her gun, so you know it's hers. In this one, she has her hood back. You can see it on the back here. She doesn't have that cape. And then it's a little bit difficult to pose her because she does have a slit in the dress, but there's not much you can do other than maybe adjust her a little bit pose-wise. So she has standard articulation there, just like the other one does, and you can move her at the waist. And then the likeness was a lot better here, and I do like the pose. It's like an action stance pose where you can put her in a lot of different displays. You can just have her standing, or you can have her displayed in a diorama or whatnot, what you're doing with your figures. So that was for the freeze frame. After the freeze frame, we got a Comtech version of Princess Leia. The Comtech one is this one here with the hood up. So this one's a really, really nice one. One of my favorites. Now you can see they've toned down the size of the gun. We put the guns side by side. You can see now the size of the guns are getting a little more realistic as the line gets further on. This bottom piece under her belt is cloth. And then she does have the hood up. So it's the first time we get her posed with the hood up. And then the other hand's pre-posed sideways. So that's supposed to enact the part where she's talking to R2-D2. So if I slouch her over and put her arm out like that and you had R2-D2 in front, you could do the whole scene of, help us Obi-Wan Kenobi on the beginning there on the Tantive 4 before she was captured by the stormtroopers. So that's the figure. And again, this figure came with a Comtech chip at the time. So you could put that over the reader and then it would say phrases from the movie. So that's the Princess Leia that we got from the Comtech line. That was in 2000. Next one that we got was in 2002 with the Power of the Jedi line, the 25th anniversary, Luke and Leia. And they came on a base. I took the Luke out just so we can focus on Leia. And she's pre-posed here. She does have her hood down there in the back, separate piece. Arms are posable. This one just moves side to side. So she's either waving like she's royalty, which she is, or she's holding on to Luke, just as they're about to grapple across the chasm in the Death Star. So the paint apps and stuff is very good on this figure. It's a very nice likeness as well of Princess Leia. And she's kind of leaned back, posed to be looking across that to the other side of the Death Star. So that's the next figure that we got. That was Power of the Jedi line. Beyond that one there, then we got in 2002, so same year, we got a Death Star trash compactor scene. So there was two sets. There was one that came with part of that trash compactor monster with Luke and Han Solo in Stormtrooper disguise, and then the other half was with Princess Leia and Chewbacca, and you could combine the two and turn them into a trash compactor scene, which is really, really cool. That Princess Leia is here. Again, she's pre-posed like a lot of stuff was in that Power of the Jedi / Saga line. She does come with that big long pipe where she was trying to hold the walls from caving in. It's a really, really nice looking figure. When you put her in that scene, it looks great. It just looks like you're reenacting that whole scene from the movie. That's probably my favorite part in the original movie, was that trash compactor, and then being able to do that scene in the vintage Death Star playset was amazing. It was very, very fun. So you can see they sculpted the face again. She's looking upward because she's trying to, stop them from dying, but she's in a nice pose there. But again, turns at the waist and not much to do on the legs there because the bottom part of her dress just kind of covers the feet and you're stuck in that position. So that was 2002 as well. So the next figure that we got was in 2004, the Vintage Original Trilogy Collection, Princess Leia. So I don't have one opened. I have mine in the package. She came on that card back, reminiscent of the original figure back from 1978. Perfect likeness of Leia. To this date, this is probably the best version of A New Hope Princess Leia that we have. She does have ball-jointed shoulders, swivel elbows, and you can swivel wrists as well, and cloth goods down here. Articulation on the legs. She does come with a Stormtrooper blaster in package there. Just a great figure, and I'll show you the back there as well, so you can see that shows her on the back in the original packaging, and then it's kind of commemorating it. And then you can see Ben, Han, Leia, and Luke in the back there, and as well as the other sets coming out, Empire and Jedi at the time. So higher price point, but definitely the future of what Hasbro would be doing. And of course, collector expectations would be, can we get all of our figures like this? This is exactly what we need, and it gave them a reason to remake a lot of stuff going forward. So that's the Princess Leia from 04. After 2004, we go to 2005. Walmart had an early bird kit. Wasn't available in Canada where I am. It was in the States. I wasn't able to acquire the set, but I was able to acquire some of the figures separately. And Princess Leia was one of them. That's this one here. And she's pre-posed, like all of them were, in that package. Probably from all of them, she's the best one. Very good face sculpt. I love how they have the hood up on there and the way her hands are posed holding the gun. Stormtrooper gun in her gown. And again, they've kind of went to a smaller size. If I put her compared to some of the other figures in the line, you can see she's shrinking in size, but they're getting a little more accurate in regards to what the height of the character, realism wise. Realistically, that's what the character's height should have been. So that's the figure that we got, again, pre-posed. So not much you can do there other than pose her and put her, in your Death Star, playset, or in your Tantive 4 playset, or just on the shelf nicely if you like your Princess Leia action figures. So that was 2005. After 2005, the next time we see Princess Leia was after Disney acquired Star Wars from George Lucas, and they did a mission series 2-pack. They kind of went backwards on a lot of the figures. They made 5 points of articulation ones. Out of all of them, probably the Princess Leia looks the best. That's her here. She actually came with a Luke Skywalker in a 2-pack. Luke in Stormtrooper outfit, and then her like this. And she's probably the only one that has like a pose that's a little bit better. You can see the legs, they kind of went like old school wise, where you don't actually have separate legs. They're part of the dress, and they just have a slit in the middle here. But that's the figure that we got in 2015. Since 2015, they had the 40th anniversary of Star Wars in 2017. And they did make a, Black Series titanium collection. Princess Leia was one of the figures in that, die-cast. So that's this figure over here. From all the figures, I'd say this is probably the nicest one. Paint job-wise, she does still have... they had a problem with the paint job on the faces. She just still have like a monotone look on there, but it's a lot better than some of the other ones that had crooked eyes, like Luke and Han Solo. So, again, she's in a pose. She does come with the blaster with a blast effect on it, which is great. And she's kind of, stylized to stand in the Death Star and attack. She does come with the backdrop of that Death Star prison, tunnelway the hallway that they were standing in. And you can position her in front of there. Use that as a nice display. And then if you can connect these with the other ones as well and make a nice big display from all the different scenes in Star Wars. And if you like to display her separately, you can always turn this around. And on the back here, we have a picture of her, a silhouette, the foil cover. And then there's, C-3PO, R2-D2. And then if you look up here, you can see her leaning over and, programming R2-D2 with the message for Obi-Wan Kenobi, which is a nice little, picture of Princess Leia there. So that's what we got in 2017 as far as Princess Leia in the A New Hope outfit. And the only other time we'd see Princess Leia up to date would be in the retro collection. So in 2019, they did retro collection and they re-released, some of the original figures. She was one of them. This is a really great one. I really wanted to have one in the package because I love, displaying these things on the shelf. Not crazy about that retro sticker, but everything else is great on the figure. And on the back over here, you can see the other ones that were that are available in the line as well. Han, Chewie, Leia, Luke, Darth Vader, and Stormtrooper. Let's flip this back over. Just going to do a quick comparison with my original vintage one and the new one. Mine's yellowed a little bit, and the new one's nice and crispy white. And you can see that if you look closely at them, you can see there is slight differences. The head is larger. Paint job's a little bit different on the face as well, with the eyebrows being higher. So there's an easy way to distinguish between an original one and this one if you had to look at them closely as comparison. So it's nice to have. Otherwise, I wouldn't have one on card, and I'd love to have another one open, but they were a little bit scarce finding them in my area too. We also got a Princess Leia in the New Hope outfit in the Black Series line. That'll be this one over here. Again, this is probably the best version of her to date. Everything's cloth goods on here. Articulation underneath, everywhere, on all the joints. This is the original release one. She did get released on the vintage card back for the 40th anniversary of Star Wars in 2017. And they did fix the head sculpt a lot more. They used that real scan technology. That one's probably the perfect likeness of it. I do have that one carded, but it's on the shelf, so I can't pull it down. But that's the Princess Leia from, Black Series as well. And you can put her, hood up, or you can have it down, whichever way you want. But that's our princess, and she does have her belt on there too. So that's probably the greatest version that they've done of her to date. And all Hasbro has to do is just take this figure, shrink it down to 375, and we have a perfect Leia in 375 inch. So that's it for Princess Leia Organa from the vintage Kenner line, that vintage look of hers back in 1977, circa 1978. And that's all the ones that I have up to date. You're caught up to date, and thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, leave some comments below, and look forward to hearing from you, and we'll do more videos in the future. Thank you. Take care.